Thank you. Thanks everybody for listening in or watching on YouTube afterwards for this presentation. I'm Mary Travellini. I work for the Department of Environmental Protection here in Montgomery County, and I am the Organic Lawn and Landscape Manager. I also help out with some of our pet waste and tree programs. I have a background also working in the county with stormwater management. And I'm here tonight to talk about organic lawn care practices, and at the end I'll go over a little bit about some lawn alternatives that you can consider if lawn care is not your thing. Hopefully most of the things I talk about tonight will apply to non-lawn environments, so even if you only have a garden, it might be applicable to you as well. The reason why we talk about lawns, because lawns typically are not considered an environmental asset in the county, but it's important to protect them and make them as environmentally friendly as we could. And the reason for that is that 14% of our county in Montgomery County is covered by impervious surfaces, but 28%, twice as much of that, is covered by turf grass. So we spend a lot of time focusing on stormwater runoff and the issues with that, but we spend very little time thinking about how healthy our turf grass is and whether or not we can make it a little bit better for the environment. So an organic lawn could be better for the environment. And the reason I say could is that we want to try to get it as closely as possible to mimic what a natural grassland could do in our environment. So natural grasslands are a huge carbon sink across the world. They offset climate change, and they store 50% more carbon per year than forests per acre. That's a lot of carbon that they're bringing down into the ground. So while trees will store it in the wood of their body, the native grasslands, as those roots exude carbon and die underground, they're actually storing a ton of carbon in our soil. So the deeper we can get our lawn roots, the more we can start to mimic what those native grasslands will do. Also, lawns improve our air quality. They trap 12 million pounds of airborne dust annually in Maryland, which is a lot of dust. So trees do this as well when their leaves are out and are capturing the dust from the air and bringing it back down towards the ground. But the nice thing about lawns is that they're up year round. So those three-dimensional blades that are blowing in the grass will actually trap that dust that's in the air, bring it into the soil even in our winter environments. They also produce oxygen. So our native grasslands produce 3.5 times more oxygen than trees per acre. So the denser our lawns are, the healthier they are, the deeper the roots, the more dense the blades, the more oxygen they can produce for our environment. They also can capture and infiltrate stormwater if our soil is healthy. And of course, in urban environments, they provide erosion control. So it's really important to go towards organic practices so that we can have a denser lawn that's healthier for the environment. I'm going to talk first about some of the ways that we can care for a lawn organically. These are my top 10 tips that I'm going to go through. I'm going to go through them one by one with a little more detail than in some of them than others. So the first one is to stop using synthetic chemicals. In organic lawn care, this is kind of a no-brainer, but a lot of people don't understand why. Synthetic fertilizers, when they are used, they only feed the plant. They're not feeding the soil. They're directly formulated so that a plant would be able to uptake it into their roots right away. But many of them wash off into our landscape. They wash off through the soil into our rivers and creeks out to the Chesapeake Bay because the plants are not ready to absorb them. So when we take something from a bag and we put it on the ground, we don't actually know whether that plant is ready to absorb it or not. And if it's not ready to absorb it, it will leach right out through the soil column and into our waterways. They also have what is called high embodied energy. It took a lot of energy to produce them in a lab. When they are used, they can create weaker growth by causing plants to grow fast, and very weak growth attracts pests. So using fertilizers, synthetic fertilizers, on a lawn will actually attract more pests to your lawn and cause more harm. They also are the pesticides in particular are very harmful to humans, wildlife, pollinators, and pets. So we want to try to eliminate the use of both synthetic fertilizers and also synthetic pesticides. The second thing is that we need to start thinking about a lawn differently. We need to tolerate some weeds and change our expectations of what a lawn is. A lawn can have diversity for pollinators by not just being grass. You can reduce the impacts from using pesticides by accepting a couple of plants that are not grass. And species like clover actually benefit the soil. So that clover will actually take nitrogen from the air, convert it into a form that the plants can absorb, and actually is helping to make your lawn denser and healthier. And many of these weeds are actually edible to humans and wildlife. One of the reasons that they're here, particularly these Eurasian weeds, is that they came over as garden plants and they're edible. You know, you can see dandelions in this picture, but a lot of other plants that grow on our lawns can be edible. So we want to change our expectations because a lawn is not supposed to be a golf course. It's not supposed to be a ballpark. It's a lawn. And a lawn is supposed to be a mixture of species, not just grass. What's very important is we want to mow high and we want to mow with sharp blades. So the reason we want to mow high is for a lot of reasons, but the primary reason is that the taller the grass is, the less solar radiation can reach the soil. So if you have a short grass, like a golf course, which they have to water every single day that it's not raining, the reason they're doing that is because that very short grass is allowing more sunlight to hit that soil. And when it hits that soil, it's drying it out and it's heating it up, which is causing the plants to lose water through evapotranspiration and also is stressing out those plants by drying out the roots. So if we shade out the ground by having taller grass, we can help benefit the soil. Also, it will shade out weeds. So turf grass is one of the densest plants or the most aggressive plants out there. And the denser it is, the more we can fight weeds in our lawn. So you want to have a lot of grass in there, and I'll go over that with the overseeding later. And by keeping the ground cool, of course, it transpires less water. So water will not be needed and the plant will thrive. So think about the grasses. The higher it is above ground, the deeper the roots are going to go. And that's really important. The next thing about that is mowing with sharp blades. So a lot of people never sharpen their lawn blades. And what happens is they'll see that the top of the grass is fringed. It looks like it's been sort of ripped apart because it's been shredded without those sharp blades. And when you have that, you have a lot of surface area on the top of the blade because all of those cut edges need to heal. Every single one of those cells has to be healed. And also it's losing water in that process. And it also has more surface area that's available to disease. So we want to cut with a very sharp blade so that it'll heal fast and not have those issues. We want to be sharpening our mower blades approximately every 10 to 12 hours of use, which is not very much time between mower blade sharpening. If you just have grass, you don't have sticks and cones and bumpy ground, etc., your blades might not get dull that fast. But for a lot of lawns, we have those things and they're dulling the blade. So about every 10 to 12 hours. Around here in Montgomery County, which is great, is a lot of the farmers markets, there are rotating blade sharpeners that will go around and you can take your blade off, bring it to them for a very low fee. They will sharpen it for you. You can also learn how to sharpen it yourself. And you can also get mulching mower blades, which will chop those grass bits up a little bit smaller on your mowers as well. Coming to that, we want to leave all the grass clippings on the lawn. So take those bags and containers off of your lawnmowers and leave all your grass clippings behind. And I'll go over the reasons for some of that later. But grass clippings will return all the nitrogen that your lawn needs. It's also a major source of carbon for the soil organisms that we're going to talk about. And also, the smaller it is, the faster it'll break down. So if you really have an issue, you don't like looking at those, you can get a mulching mower or mulching blades on your mower so it'll chop it into smaller pieces and disappear. But for the most part, unless you're using some of it in your compost or you're about to have a wedding on the lawn the next day, you just want to leave your grass clippings behind. Most important really is understanding our soil. So taking a soil test is really helpful with understanding what's going on below ground. It will measure our levels of nutrients. It will measure how much organic content. It'll ensure we're following our phosphorus laws in Maryland. And you can get some special tests too if you really want to get fancy with your soil. But understanding what's going on in the soil is important. I'm going to talk about that in some of these tips going forward. So maintaining a healthy lawn starts by supporting that soil biology. And what is going on is all underneath our feet. So soil organisms are really important. Really, the soil organisms are the stardust that is in our soil. There are up to 1 billion microorganisms in 1 teaspoon. Imagine 1 teaspoon of salt. Just pick up a teaspoon in your kitchen and imagine 1 teaspoon of soil. There's over 1 billion organisms in a healthy teaspoon of soil. It is mostly alive. And we don't realize that because most of it's under the microscope, right? We also, in a healthy soil, can have 40 miles of fungal hyphae in a square foot, a cubic square foot. So imagine a cubic square foot all the way around. There can be 40 miles of fungal hyphae, and those are, again, under the microscope. But what these soil organisms do is they make life possible for everything on Earth. they make nutrients soluble for plants. So plants cannot absorb a lot of the nutrients that are in the soil unless it's been converted to the form that they can absorb by a microorganism, or like I said, that fertilizer in a bag, which we don't want to be using. So what they do is they convert it, they make it soluble for plants. They also break down organic matter and form it into stable carbon, which is very important in our earth. They also bind the soil together, so the reason soil is held together is usually with secretions that are coming out of some of these microorganisms. They create a glue called glomalin, which holds the soil together and also keeps it so it can absorb soil moisture. They also immobilize nutrients so they don't wash out of the water into our rivers in the bay. They also will protect plant roots from disease because they have a symbiotic relationship with those plants and they want to protect that. And they also shape the habitat of the soil by distributing fungi and bacteria, et cetera, all throughout by tunneling in and out in these tiny areas in the soil. So the environment we provide them is really important, and we also have to feed them. So speaking of the environment, they need air. They need air, water, and nutrients, just like we do as humans. So one of the things about air is that our soils are very compacted often in most of our lawns around here. If you were to go out even on a day like today where it hasn't really rained for a while, and you take a screwdriver and you go to push it into your soil and it's difficult to push it in, that means your soil is compacted. And one of the ways that we work towards decompacting that is called core aeration. These are machines that pull out these plugs like you see in the picture here. It pulls plugs out of the soil. They look a little bit like grass poop all over the soil, but what that does is pulls openings in the soil that provides air back into the soil. It allows for carbon materials like compost to fall into the soil, and it allows water to get into the soil profile. So for really compacted soils, we might have to do some core aeration along with adding some organic material, et cetera, for several years possibly. And when you use a core aerator, you usually want a professional to help you with it because they're heavy, they're very difficult to move around, it's pretty exhausting. So it's best to hire a company or work with a neighbor that does this thing that can help you core aerate. When that's done, you don't want to go across the lawn just once. It should be at least 2 passes in different directions across the same area, ideally 3 to 4 passes, so that you're pulling a lot of those plugs out of the soil. And actually golf courses do this a lot, and these will break down within just a couple of days. So you won't see those plugs there on the soil forever. So doing that core aeration is really important. It's not something you can do with those little spiky shoes that you walk around and actually has to pull the plug out of the soil to make that happen. But there are other ways that we can work on decompacting our soils as well. But the core aeration is a fast way to get it done. Next is overseeding the lawn. So lawns need to be rejuvenated. I'm talking mostly about fescue lawns in this presentation. There are different types of lawns that grow by plug, et cetera. But in a fescue lawn, those individual grasses die about an average of every 7 years. So that's their lifespan. And there should be, in a great dense lawn, up to 7,000 blades in about the area of a big dinner plate. So take about a square foot, you can have 7,000 blades of grass in that 1 square foot, which is quite a lot of grass. And again, the denser it is, the more it's going to fight weeds, the more it's going to shade the ground, the healthier it's going to be. So we need to rejuvenate that using seed, and we overseed that. Weeds are just opportunists. They're going to take advantage of a space where that grass is not growing. So overseeding the lawn, we can do it right now. It's spring right now. This is actually a good time to do it, but this is not the ideal time to do it. The best time to do it is in the fall. That is the #1 time when you want to start overseeding. If you can't do it in the fall, the second best time is actually in the winter, which is called a dormant overseed. And that seed is going to be ready in the spring to wake up right when the soil temperature is right when the microorganisms are ready to support that. So spring is our 3rd best time, and then summer you really just want to kind of spot seed. If you're doing some overseeding and you've got small areas, but in the summer it's hard for that grass to get established and thrive because of the heat in our area. Next is to add carbon-based materials. So our microorganisms need to eat a lot of carbon, and also this is what makes our soil less dense and more aerated and healthy. What carbon does is it buffers the pH of the soil. It increases what we call the cation exchange capacity in the soil for nutrients to be in there. It feeds the microorganisms, and it supplies a lot of microorganisms to, or micronutrients to the grass as well. If you have a large area and you can't manage with the labor to put down things like compost on a large scale, you can consider something called compost tea. And I have some brochures here tonight, but you can also look up online. We have a recipe for how to make your own compost tea. It's just a liquid compost. You're taking compost and you're replicating those microorganisms in an aerated bucket. And it's not too difficult to do. And what it helps is you get to farm your own microorganisms and get them out on the soil. And it's a lot cheaper. We don't have to worry about phosphorus and things like that using compost tea. So it's a great option to have. Next is we really want to limit watering. So you only want to water a lawn ideally during establishment or extreme drought. And the reason for that, a lot of it is that we don't water correctly. And if you do frequent shallow watering, you will actually have more weeds in your lawn. You want your grass roots to go deep. You want to encourage them to seek out the water and not just water what's on the surface, because just that surface water isn't doing anything for the grass, but it's really benefiting the weeds. So you're just wasting water. When you do water, say for establishing a lawn or it's drought, you want to put down at least an inch of water. And how do you know you did that? You can put out a bowl, and when it fills to an inch, you know that your sprinkler or your hose should be turned off. Lawns also, fescue lawns especially, they go dormant in the heat of the summer. Let them rest, give them a chance, don't force them to be growing by watering them all the time. So it's easy to just eliminate watering unless you're getting something established. And then lastly, we want to consult with professionals, and you want to look for people who have organic knowledge. You want to be a source of wisdom yourself. We've got tons of information on our website that you can go to seek out and learn yourself, because not a lot of professionals out there are as aware as they could be about organic practices. Use reputable suppliers, seek out local experts. Don't just go online to the internet. There's a lot of advice that might not apply to you. It could be outdated, it could be from California, etc. But then next we want to talk about how to keep soil nutrients high for grass. So those were some of the tips about sort of top tips to take care of a lawn, but how do we do that if our soil nutrients are off? And we're going to talk about that, and we're going to mention a little bit about soil tests and recommend taking a soil test. They only cost between $8 and $15. You'll need a separate soil test if you have separate areas of your yard. A slopey shaded area is going to be different from a flat sunny area. But getting those soil tests will help find out if there's an imbalance in your soil. The first thing is nitrogen. So if you look at something like a fertilizer bag, it's going to have an NPK balance on it. And that's the first one of those is N, which is the nitrogen. So nitrogen is used by plants to make chlorophyll, proteins, amino acids, and hormones. It's very critical for plant growth. 78% of our air that we're breathing in right now is actually nitrogen. But it's only available to plants in two methods, either by bacteria changing the form of the nitrogen so that the plant can absorb it, or by lightning striking the soil. So we're not going to rely on lightning to get nitrogen. We need to rely on those microorganisms to convert it into that form. Grass uses a lot of nitrogen to grow. It is very critical for turf grass. So how do we get nitrogen on our lawn? Well, the easiest thing is to leave the grass clippings behind. We mentioned this before, but 50 to 100% of the nitrogen that a grass needs comes from the clippings when you're mowing it. Leaves will also return a hefty amount of nitrogen, so you can leave some leaves on the lawn, or if you have extra leaves that can't fit into your garden beds or your compost pile, you can mow those into your lawn. But again, you have a lot of those that are coming just from the grass clippings alone. You can also use compost, earthworm castings. They're really high in nitrogen and the bacteria to extract it. You can also use seaweed if you're in a coastal area, but coffee grounds are a really easy, cheap, free source of nitrogen. You can use the ones from your kitchen, let them dry out, scatter them out on your lawn whenever they're dry, no big deal. You can also go to your local coffee shop, ask them for their grounds, let them dry out, add them to your compost, add them directly to your lawn. You just don't want to put it down in like huge amounts all at once, but it is a free source of nitrogen. And there are some other things out there, but we usually don't need to rely on those to have nitrogen in the lawn. The next on those NPK is the phosphorus, the P. Phosphorus is important for plants to generate energy. It improves growth. Our soils have plenty of phosphorus typically around here, but a lot of times it's bound up in the parent rocks, and it has to leach out of that or be extracted by microorganisms. That's extracted and made available to plants mostly through mycorrhizal fungi. This is an underground fungal root system that's really important in our turf grass, also in our forests, but they convert the phosphorus into that plant form, into that form that plants can use. When you're looking at a soil test, if you were to look at this soil test here, you can see a couple things on that soil test. The first line is the pH, the second one is the phosphorus, the P. And you can see on this that this says between low, medium, optimum. This is in the low to medium range for a Maryland test. When it's in a low to medium range, we actually can, within the Maryland fertilizer law, add products like compost that contain phosphorus. If it's in the high range, we can't add compost and we can't add phosphorus materials to our lawns. But in this case, the one that you're looking at here, the phosphorus range is low enough that we can add a compost to this, which is great. The other thing that we're looking at here on this soil test, and I'll get into it in a few minutes, is in that yellow box at the bottom, which is the organic matter. This particular lawn had 4.8%, which is pretty good. We want to ideally have over 5% organic matter in our lawns. But going back to the phosphorus, how do we get that on the lawn? So we just go right back to our grass clippings. The grass clippings themselves return 1.8 pounds of phosphorus per 1,000 square feet within a year. Now, the reason why I have that number up there is that under the state law, if you use something from a bag, a synthetic phosphorus, you can only add a half a pound of phosphorus in that 1,000 square feet at a time, whereas our grass clippings have almost 4 times the amount. So there's never any need to use a phosphorus fertilizer when it's right there in our grass clippings. Again, leaves also have tons of phosphorus in them, so if you have some extra, and again, you can't put that into your garden beds, you can't put in your compost, you can't put it underneath your trees, you can always chop up some extra ones with your mower, and that will feed phosphorus right back to your turf grass. On that NPK, the last one is the K, the potassium. This is important for overall grass health. It helps it become drought and cold resistant, helps it grow faster, resist pests, etc. It's usually also bound in insoluble forms, especially in our mineral soils. So that's where we need the microorganisms again to extract it and to convert it into a form that the plants can absorb. How do we get potassium? It's naturally there. We usually don't have an issue with potassium in most of our lawns around here, but compost, particularly compost that has had fruits, vegetables, banana peels, etc., is a source of it. Kelp meal, which is from seaweed, and seaweed at source, they're great sources of potassium. And you can also get potassium just from wood ash. This is wood from your fireplace. As long as it's a healthy wood that was burned, you can use wood ash. You can put wood ash in your compost. You can use it as a compost tea itself. You just have to be cautious with wood ash. It can raise the pH of the soil temporarily, so you don't want to be putting down a lot all at once. And I keep harping on the microorganisms, right? So these are the things that if they don't have a healthy environment, they're not going to thrive. But even once the healthy environment is there, if you don't have the microorganisms, you may need to supplement them. So using compost, earthworm castings, which is just earthworm poop, or making it through compost tea, you can get microorganisms. You can also what's called EM, effective microorganisms. It's just basically a liquid bottle of microorganisms that you're going to dilute and put out. And you can use that in your lawn, you can use it in the gardens, you can use it around your trees, etc. You can also purchase forms of those endomycorrhizal fungi to boost the fungal populations. And there's some other things out there that you can do. But even sometimes just a handful of really healthy compost or healthy soil from a woodland near your lawn can actually start bringing some of those microorganisms in there. But they are voracious eaters. They eat a lot of carbon. They eat each other in the form of carbon, but they also eat carbon that comes from plants. And carbon will actually be exuded by the roots of plants to feed these microorganisms. So we want to get carbon onto our soils as well. So not just the carbon that's stored in the soil, but the things like the grass clippings and so on are going to keep feeding those microorganisms. So how do we get carbon? Grass clippings, leaves, compost, dry seaweed, worm castings, sawdust. straw. In fact, in the fall, I like to tell people when they have those big straw bales that they were using as decorations, they don't know what to do with them at the end of the season, is just take them, spread them on your lawn, run the lawnmower over it, chop it into small pieces. It's free food, and the microorganisms will have a buffet off of that. Also, if you're making compost tea, adding some blackstrap molasses to that is going to help boost and feed them. We also need micronutrients. Now, these are usually not something that we're focused on a lot, but let's say you've had a heavy wet winter, or you had a lot of snow sitting on the soils, which we didn't have this winter at all, or maybe you had a party in the backyard. Maybe it's really shady, or maybe it just was traumatized because you had to take out that great big ash that died in your lawn. Now it's suddenly sunny. We might want to give it a boost of micronutrients just to help with that stress. You can use sea minerals. This has all of the elements on the periodic chart, including 76 minerals. So that is a great thing. You can get that at a lot of good garden centers. You can make a compost tea from wood ash, just making wood ash tree to get some of those micronutrients. The blackstrap molasses is great to add to your compost tea. And then, of course, a healthy compost. And when I say healthy, this is not like a fermented compost or a compost that's from a really poor source. You want to have a good, healthy compost that, kind of smells like a healthy soil. When we look at a soil test, though, one of the things that is on there that's at the top is pH. So I kind of joke about this. Oh, where do we get our organic source of hydrogen? What about that? But I have to remind people that the pH is a measurement of hydrogen atoms in the soil, and hydrogen is not a nutrient. So we don't want to focus on things that aren't nutrients. And a lot of lawns, they'll say that you need to have your pH somewhere between 6.5 to 7. Well, my rule of thumb is unless you can't grow grass because the pH is so bad, don't focus on changing your pH, because you can only change it temporarily. You can't make a permanent change to your pH. So a low pH is 4. This is when it's all hydrogen atoms or ions that are stuck to the soil colloids. That's a pH of 4. The highest pH is 7, and this is when there's no hydrogen stuck to the soil, but all the nutrients are stuck to the soil, and the microorganisms have no access to those nutrients because they're bound to the soil. But what happens is when we start playing with that, we start causing a seesaw in the soil. So there's an image here that's a little bit convoluted, but I usually do a presentation where I go into the cation exchange capacity. I'm not going to do that tonight. But when we look at this image on the left, you'll see that floating out in soil solution is all this calcium, right? And on the soil is hydrogen, magnesium, potassium, right? And so stuck to the soil, we have all this hydrogen. So someone thinks, oh my gosh, my pH is really low because there's all this hydrogen on the soil, and I need to adjust that. So they sweeten the soil. A lot of times people have heard that term. They add a limestone product to sweeten the soil and adjust the pH, and that's that calcium that you see. So we've dumped all this calcium on the lawn. What happens is the calcium goes in, it knocks off all that hydrogen off of the soil, but at the same time it's knocking off all those other nutrients. So now we've just caused a seesaw by washing all these nutrients out into the soil, and suddenly those nutrients are just going to the Chesapeake Bay. So as I mentioned, hydrogen's not a nutrient. Hydrogen is not going to affect the Chesapeake Bay, but knocking all of these nutrients off is, and also it means that we no longer have those nutrients around for our microorganisms to eat and feed to the plants. So we don't want to adjust pH, again, unless your lawn's pH is so bad that you literally can't grow things there. Don't adjust the pH. Focus on all the things that we need to do, like balancing out other nutrients, feeding the soil, aerating the soil, and so on and so forth. On that soil test, we also have something we focus on, because again, we're not going to focus on the pH because it might come back and say you should adjust the pH. Don't listen to the advice. It's just generic advice. But we might need to adjust what our calcium-magnesium ratio on the lawn. So when you get that soil test back, you're going to see a lot of things on there, and 2 of them are your calcium and magnesium. So calcium plays a big role in strengthening plant cells, maintaining the soil pH, stimulating the plants to grow, improves the soil structure, and magnesium is also important for the production of chlorophyll. These are both salts, but a deficiency of one or too much of both, or one or the other, can cause compacted soils or weak grass. So when you get a soil test back, you'll see all these things. You see at the front there a pH of 6.3, and somebody might tell you should adjust your pH. Again, you're just going to ignore that. But as you go down the list, you'll start seeing all these nutrients on here. And I circled in yellow the calcium and the magnesium saturation. And you'll see at the top, and again, this is all on our website. In case I'm going fast, you can go back and look up how to read your soil test. You want to have about 5 to 8 parts calcium to 1 part magnesium. What this means on that soil test is your calcium should read between 60 and 85%, and your magnesium should read between 10 and 13%. And combined, those should not be over 80% of what we call the cation exchange. So if you look at those two boxes, you can see the calcium is at 65. That is in the right range for calcium, right? So we're doing good there. But if you look at the magnesium, it's 20. And I mentioned there that it should be between 10 and 13%. And combined, those are 85%, right? So we want to keep under that 80%. Right here, we have too much magnesium in the soil. And this soil is actually a compacted soil. We knew that when we got there. We didn't even need the soil test to know, but now we know one of the reasons why. And the reason why is that we have too much salt in our soil, particularly too much magnesium. So sometimes we need to adjust that. We can usually adjust that by using things like compost, for example. But there are times where you might need more calcium in your soil. Let's say your calcium is low. We might need calcium. For organic practices, we want to avoid things that came from a mine. We want to avoid digging a big pit in the ground to get calcium. The nice thing is that around here, we've got lots of oyster shells. And you can oyster shell anywhere in the country, but of course around the Chesapeake Bay, plenty of crushed oyster shell can be had. You can also, of course, grind your own eggshells if you want to in your kitchen. And also you can get calcium from wood ash. So those things that I mentioned, they don't come from a mine. We're recycling something. And we're using something that came from a natural source that we didn't cause a problem by creating it. So those are the things about, nutrients. And that's all I'm going to say about how to care for the lawn, nutrients on the lawn. As mentioned, on our website, we've got tons of information that goes way beyond what I'm saying here. You can take your time to read, you can contact me, etc. I do want to talk briefly, though, about losing the lawn. So for a lot of us, we don't want all the lawn that we have. We realize that it doesn't have the environmental benefits that other plants, trees, etc. do. So we have some options here in the county that might assist you, that might be helpful to you. And I definitely recommend going online and looking at other options, but I just want to talk briefly about some options. So here in Montgomery County, also in Takoma Park, there's programs, and a lot of folks have resources for you to make either rainscapes, conservation landscapes, rain gardens, etc. So by putting these in, we can intercept stormwater, we can use native plants to support habitat, we can create beautiful environments and use our yards without necessarily caring for lawns. And there's a lot of ways that these are beneficial to us. Native plants in particular are really important in our environment. So they have ecosystem benefits, they support our local pollinators and birds. They don't require watering typically after they get established, so they're adapted to the weather patterns around here. They have deeper root systems that help infiltrate stormwater, improve the soil quality. And they require no fertilizer because they're adapted to our soil. So these, using native plants is great for that reason. They require little or no pesticides. So keeping in mind that when you convert something from a lawn to another environment, please aim to use native plants. They're really going to benefit you and they're going to be easier to maintain. There's a lot of things we can do to lose the lawn. These are just some pictures of some whole yard conversions that we've done here in Montgomery County where people had lawns, got rid of the lawn, converted them to beautiful gardens. And some of these look like they might take a lot of maintenance, but some of them, they're not that hard to do. And you're not out mowing all the time. You're not out sharpening your blades. You're not worrying about, lawn weeds. You're not worrying about those types of things. And you're benefiting the environment a whole lot more than a lawn can do. So these are some examples of conservation landscapes. They're great for absorbing water. They're great for beauty. They're great for habitat. These are some examples of rain gardens. These are ones where we're directing water to the gardens from our downspouts, from our pavements, etc., and they're soaking that up. There's also a lot of alternatives we can use. This is a great example right here in Montgomery County. This is a slope coming down from a suburban home, and it's completely planted with a native plant that is there 12 months out of the year. In the summer, spring, summer, it's got this beautiful flower. In the winter, it's got an evergreen ground cover, and it's native, and most people don't realize that there are a lot of options out there. This is a project that was just done last year, so it's getting established now, but this gentleman wanted to get rid of all of his lawn around his house, and he did, and that's going to turn into one of those beautiful gardens I showed you before. We have a lot of resources online you can go to. If you don't know where to start, we've got templates on our rainscapes.org site. You don't need previous design experience to use these templates. They're there for you or for your landscaper to help you out with. It's already got, configurations for each of our gardening zones. There's different options for sun, for shade, etc. So check out some of those resources. We've got lists of different species, so say you're just making some small modifications, you can look at those resources. That's all on our rainscapes.org website. And we do have rewards within Montgomery County that you may be eligible for discounts for putting in rain gardens, for putting in conservation landscape, for putting in porous pavement, for pulling pavement out. And again, all of that information is online. We also have something called Tree Montgomery in Montgomery County. We have a fund that the developers and the county itself even pays into when they're doing development that puts funds back in that we can only use to plant trees. And these are for planting canopy trees, shade trees. And anybody can apply for that. Go online, you can get 1 tree in your yard, you can get 20 trees in your yard. It really depends on the size of your property and what you might be eligible for. We also plant them at schools, congregations, community centers, you name it. Let us know and we'll look for eligible sites to put in shade trees. In fact, we just planted our 10,000th tree through Tree Montgomery this year. And our first set of trees was in 2015, and we planted 40 initial trees, and then one by one or dozen by dozen, we've been planting them. And this year alone, we planted almost 4,000 trees through Tree Montgomery. So it's a really great program, and the trees are at no cost to you to have them installed. With that, this is my information. You can see my email is up there. You can also get that from the Takoma Park if you want to contact me after and you didn't save this. And then, as mentioned, we have this really extensive website, which is montgomerycountymd.gov, and just a /lawns. It will take you to our pages to explain everything about the county's pesticide law, because we don't allow synthetic pesticides on lawns, playgrounds, mulched recreation areas, and so on. So it's got all the information about how that law works and what's on there. It has all these tips and more. It has how to take a soil test, how to read a soil test, where do what are these different nutrients, and so on and so forth. And with that, anybody can email me any questions that you have, and I really appreciate you having me out tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Rich.
My pleasure.
Do you want me to leave you some of these materials?
Yes, please.
Okay.